Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dork Side. I am the Dork on the Road, and today I'm unbelievably excited to be saying a sentence that you don't get to say very many times in your lifetime, but I bought my dream bike. Awesome. That's right, everyone. I am the Dork on the Road, and I want to be your internet riding buddy. So please don't hesitate to subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell so that you know when I post awesome new content, including lots and lots of future Africa Twin content, just like this. That's right, everyone. My new bike, my dream bike, the 2016 Honda Africa Twin. It's right there, right out front. It's very beautiful. You're just gonna have to trust me, there's a really gorgeous waterfall. You've seen the reveal, you know what my new bike is, you know how insanely stoked I am to have it, but some of you may be wondering, what the hell, Dork? You said you couldn't afford an Africa Twin. And the answer to all of that and the journey that led me here to this bike, that's what I want to talk about a little bit in this video so that you know how we ended up here. As you know, I decided a couple weeks ago that it was probably time to say goodbye to the Versys because I wanted something more off-road capable. At the time, the budget was limited. I was trying to find something that's worth about the same amount so I could kind of just move over sideways, and so that really left me in V-Strom, KLR 650, you know, that kind of territory. So that's really what I was looking at. Of course, since the Africa Twin came out, I've said it for years, it is my dream bike. It is the bike that does everything that I want a bike to do, and well. You know, I've always sort of lusted after it, but never really had the means, or it was never really practical to get one. So over the last few weeks, since I need to get rid of my Versys video, there's been a lot of conversation in my household, a lot of talking about different bikes and options and adventures. It was really looking hard at KLRs. There was a V-Strom, a really loaded V-Strom at a local dealership that I was ready to buy, but they wouldn't move on the price at all, and so I was like, I'll wait then. I mean, we were a couple $100 away and they wouldn't get there, so if they had, I'd be riding that bike right now. So thank you, dealership, for being a pain in the ass. That actually helped me out in the long run. It's been a bit of a journey, so just processing and thinking about what I really want, and really kind of visualizing the kind of trips that I'd like to take and what I actually realistically want this bike for. And as many of you very smartly suggested, the bike I was describing in that Versys 650 video, the bikes that met my criteria the most, were the Tenere 700, which isn't out yet, and the Africa Twin. Many people suggested the Africa Twin to me, and I just kept saying, you know, you're right, it would be perfect, but I can't afford it. We just can't make it happen right now. It's not in the budget, and so I was settling. My wife and I have this conversation, because sometimes if I want something, if I think I need something, I'm really good at convincing myself to settle for a lesser version so that I can get it quicker, and then lo and behold, a couple months later or a year later, I really just start wishing I'd bought the better thing in the first place. It's sort of a maturity, growing up thing to kind of recognize that this is something I do. And we talked a lot, my wife and I, and the conversation just started to shift to, well, what is your dream bike? What is it you're looking for? Are you going to be happy with a V-Strom or a KLR long term? And I think the answer to that was no. And the reasons were lots of the reasons that you guys pointed out. The V-Strom is not a very off-road capable bike, honestly. It's minimally capable. KLR is more off-road capable, but is basically a nightmare to ride on the road. And so, I don't know, the conversation kept coming back to the same thing. And the other thing the other priority I identified was, I want to find a bike that has almost all, if not all, of the farkles, the accessories, the add-ons that I would add to it, so I don't have to buy a bike and then put a bunch of money into it afterward. My wife was really into that, because she wanted to just be done, wanted to get it and be done. And so when you start bike shopping, you're looking at everything. So I'm on Facebook Marketplace every day. I'm looking at Craigslist, although apparently people don't post much on there. Looking at OfferUp, as some of you suggested. And lo and behold, a 2016 Africa Twin pops up, and I'm looking at what it has on it, and it's literally got everything I would have added to it. All the protection, all the sort of extra, like there's double take mirrors, it's even got an aftermarket screen, which you can see, but full crash bars. It even comes with side cases, and I showed it to my wife, and I'm like, babe, this bike has everything. It's my dream bike, and it has everything I want. And, you know, bless her heart, she looks at me and she says, then get it. And it took me a day or two to process that, but called the bank, got it set up, went and looked at the bike. The guy was really cool. Kind of funny, I went and looked at it, test rode it. We talked, we sort of negotiated a price, but I was still waiting to hear from the bank. And then as I walked out of his driveway and got in my truck, the phone rang. It was the bank. I told them the price we negotiated. They said that they could make that happen. So I went back in and was like, hey, turns out you're gonna think I'm making this up, because the timing is hilarious, but we can do it. Let's do it. So the next day we met at the bank. He got his money and I got my 2016 Africa Twin. This thing is fantastic. It's a beautiful waterfall, by the way. It's nice now that it's winter, it's flowing again. This summer it was not flowing. It's been mentioned a few times that I'm bad at just stopping to look at things. So you can see them on the camera, so here you go. Beautiful. And I know how to get up on top of this. So as I was saying, not only is it loaded with every accessory and then some that I could possibly have wanted, but it only has 3,800 miles on a 2016 first gen Africa Twin. That is unheard of. That was hard to pass up. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to all of you who offered your advice and your help. I really appreciate it. It was really your suggestions that led me to the conclusion that this was the bike that I needed to have. So thank you. Please let me know in the comments what you think of my new Africa Twin. Let me know if you think I got the right bike or the wrong bike, or if there's something else I should have considered. Appreciate all of you. And I'm looking forward to a lot of new content with this bike. And of course, I'm going to keep riding my old bike too. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. And as always, please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.